New York Knicks superstar Jalen Brunson has finally broken his silence on the noise surrounding Tom Thibodeau potentially getting fired after a bad playoff performance. And Brunson, who's known to be close with Tom Thibodeau, has revealed his true feelings on all of this, while other Knicks players have also gotten involved as well. And we are going to break all of this down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And look, guys, if you're part of that 61% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, this is the place to be for all New York Knicks content. We have multiple videos every single day the Knicks do not play over the regular season. You guys do, and the playoffs included. You guys do not want to miss out. But let's jump into the video. We have a lot to discuss. Jalen Brunson, the New York Knicks captain, the best player on the team, one of the best players in Knicks history after only 3 years with the team, has finally broken his silence on all the noise surrounding Tom Thibodeau. As we know, Jalen Brunson came into a team coached by Thibodeau after a terrible year where there was a lot of noise that entire season in the 2021-22 year of Thibodeau potentially getting fired. James Dolan left it up to Leon Rose to make that decision, and Tom Thibodeau now, 3 years later, is still with the team. And Brunson is maybe the biggest reason for that. When Jalen Brunson came in, the New York Knicks turned around. Since he got here, the Knicks were the 4th seed the first season with him being the best player on the team. The next year, they jumped up to the 2 seed, despite dealing with multiple injuries to players such as Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle in that season, which definitely should have hurt them, but they continued to play an awesome brand of basketball. And now this year, they are 51-31 and made the 3 seed. Always it's been behind Jalen Brunson, who's brought the Knicks to the playoffs and brought them to 2 second-round appearances in a row. The Knicks have not done that in 20-some-odd years before Jalen Brunson showed up. And Tom Thibodeau, being the head coach for both of them, he got a lot of credit for that, as he should. No matter what, you're still the head coach. You deserve credit for the success. It's a team effort, and the head coach is a big part of the team, so he deserves the credit for that. However, now there's been a lot of noise about Tom Thibodeau potentially going away. As well, the Knicks, they've made it pretty clear that if Thibs and the New York Knicks do not play well in these playoffs, getting bounced by the Detroit Pistons in round 1, which begins in a few hours from now, and on top of that, if they just don't play competitively against the Boston Celtics, or, well, almost certainly the Boston Celtics, unless the Orlando Magic can pull off a miracle. I really hope they can, too. Then the Knicks can win the finals. It's the Celtics, which is the big thing. But Tom Thibodeau needs his teams to be competitive against the Boston Celtics, or things are going to be... It's going to be pretty rough, and the Knicks are going to have to beat the Pistons and show they're much better, so Tom Thibodeau does not have to worry about potentially losing his job. Now, Brunson, as mentioned, very close with Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau has watched Jalen Brunson grow up. He coached Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson is now Thibs' assistant coach. He's Thibs' guy. They're very, very close. Rick Brunson has gotten himself in the middle of a bunch of fights for Tom Thibodeau's sake. He is a ride or die for Thibs. And Brunson, the younger one, spoke out and said, "Thibs means a lot to me. Individually, he's meant a lot to my career. He's meant a decent amount to Karl-Anthony Towns, coaching cat in Minnesota, and here." There's a lot of players who could say they've definitely benefited from Tom Thibodeau in his career. But I think as a team, we're always in a position where we can compete in the postseason since I've been here. He's been very prepared. He's a very prepared individual. He's done a lot for my career. So I'm always going to be a supporter. Always. Even when he annoys me. Always. And Jalen Brunson, the annoying thing, that's just him messing around, having fun. There's no, like, oh, well, even when he annoys me, I'm still okay with it. And it's completely Jalen Brunson. He's got a very dry sense of humor. It's funny. It's really good. His comic timing's honestly very, very impressive. And, well, Brunson, he was just having fun with it. He clearly cares a lot about Tom Thibodeau. The two are very close. If you look at the podcast episode that Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Tom Thibodeau did, you could tell that they actually do really like Thibs as a person. They're very close to them. Obviously, Josh Hart and Tom Thibodeau did get into that screaming match once, but they both said they're fiery, competitive people. It's what happens. It's no beef, and Josh Hart was like, I have nothing but love for Tom Thibodeau. That's my guy, and Josh has made that very clear. I mean, Josh's best parts of his career has come under Tom Thibodeau, and that's the case for many, many different New York Knicks. We've seen that with, I mean, obviously we've seen it with Josh Hart, but it's gone further than that. We've seen it like when he's gotten here. Josh has played his best basketball. 11 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 43% or 48% from the field in that time as well. He's been great. Also shooting 34% and from 3. Josh Hart has been great for Tom Thibodeau. He's a Tom Thibodeau type player. And when Josh got here, the Knicks won 9 straight games. Hart was clearly a big part of it. He's not afraid to do the dirty work that other guys don't want to do. He's the perfect glue guy for this team. And he came in and gave the Knicks some much needed muscle. And because of that, Tom Thibodeau has really ridden hard for Josh Hart in his career, and he's going to continue to do that. Josh Hart loves playing for Tom Thibodeau, and that's evidently clear. And that's the same case with Jalen Brunson. Brunson came to the Knicks, and yeah, he had the great playoff appearance before with the Dallas Mavericks. But since coming to the Knicks, he's averaged 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, 3.5 assists in 210 games played. He's been great for the Knicks. He's been the leader of this team. He's been a superstar. He's made 2 All-Star games, been All-NBA, will be All-NBA again. Is about to win Clutch Player of the Year unless some BS happens. So, really, everything that's happened, these guys clearly do love Tom Thibodeau, and Josh Hart and Brunson have said as much. As our friends from Let's Talk Knicks mentioned that Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart on the podcast, they talk about why Tom Thibodeau is their favorite coach they've ever played for. And Josh saying, we've had a lot of conversations. I've talked to Thibs more than I've talked to any coach. And Jalen said, Thibs helped me become an all-star. And they're not saying this just because the firing stuff. This was before, and yeah, the conversations have been there for a bit, but they weren't vouching for Thibs' job here. It just came up in passing that they do feel a very certain way towards Tom Thibodeau, that they really appreciate him. And while we're on the topic of Let's Talk Knicks, make sure to follow the new owner of Let's Talk Knicks, James Ryder, one of my good buddies. He and I wrote for Daily Knicks for a few years together. It was a great time. He's a great dude. He's going to be great as the owner of Let's Talk Knicks. Just wanted to give my guy a shout out. Also, James, tell your dad to get some more of those VIP Knicks tickets, dude. I hope you're watching this. I'm gonna send this to you, and you're gonna see all this. You're gonna see the text that I send you, James. But seriously, follow James on Twitter. He's the man. And follow Let's Talk Knicks, of course. But as we know, Jalen Brunson has been a guy who's put up 26 points per game with the Knicks with 7 assists, 3.5 rebounds. He's been a superstar, and we've seen this time and time again. And we've just seen so many conversations surrounding it, and Tom Thibodeau himself is aware of this. It's not like it's lost on him. And he said, I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I just worry about the series. That's all I worry about. And Brunson said, everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I'm a big Thibs supporter. That's just who I am. That's just what I'll be. So these two guys riding for their head coach in Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, they're not the only ones. I mean, remember when Karl-Anthony Towns reunited with Tom Thibodeau, he was asked about the experience the first time around and how they butted heads, and Towns basically said, yeah, I was 22, I was immature, and I should not have acted the way I acted. He was right to, he was trying to get on me, give me tough love, and I didn't respond well. Towns has been open that he thinks it's his fault and that he doesn't think he was mature enough. And Tom Thibodeau, he can rub people the wrong way. We've seen this before. You need to be a certain type of guy to understand Thibs' coaching. Yes, he's going to care about you. He's going to do whatever it takes to try to get you to be your best self. And it works with some guys, and other guys, it just rubs them the wrong way. We've seen Thibs be voted the coach people least likely want to play for in basketball. And it's because he's a polarizing guy. I mean, sometimes, like Obi Toppin did not like the way that Tom Thibodeau coached. They just did not get along. That hit a breaking point against the Miami Heat when Obi was not getting minutes. And he was like, yo, Thibs, what the hell, man? Like, why are you not playing me? And it doesn't, some guys don't work with the way that Tom Thibodeau coaches. He's an old school guy. He's going to be harsh. He's going to give you tough love. He's not going to pat you on the back and be like, we'll get him next time. And honestly, I kind of love that. I think you're a grown man. You should be able to take it. And I get when you're in a tough situation. Obi Toppin got drafted into a monstrosity of a situation. The Knicks had Julius Randle, who they wanted to trade. Julius comes out, plays like a superstar, kind of screws up Obi Toppin's entire career. And he's still sort of he's not really finding consistent roles. He has one in Indiana, but it's not been easy for Obi. And part of the reason is because his value got tanked by the fact that he was supposed to be the starting power forward for the Knicks when they traded Julius, and he'd be a big part of the future with RJ Barrett. And then obviously things took a different turn. And because of that, it did have an impact, and Obi took it out on Thibs. And it's because Thibs didn't play him a lot. He was playing Julius a ton of minutes, and those two couldn't play together. And look, at the end of the day, it's just going to be what's going to happen. Some people are going to like Thibs, some aren't. At the same time, because I am clearly supporting Thibs a lot right now, I do want to say, if the Knicks play badly, if they don't do well against the Celtics, if they get smoked by the Celtics, or if they lose to the Pistons, which I don't think they will, I think they're going to win in 5. Actually, I wouldn't be shocked if they lost tonight and then won the next 4 games. But where things stand right now, also don't quote me on that saying I think the Knicks are going to lose tonight. I'm just saying, like, I could see it being kind of this Knicks team's vibe to drop the first game and then win the next 4. At the same time, they might just win 4 straight. They're way better than the Pistons, and they're going to show it. But look, where things stand right now, I do think the Knicks should fire Tom Thibodeau if they do lose against the Pistons. No doubt about it. You have to fire him. It's just, at the end of the day, you cannot be losing to this team. And if you're not competitive with the Celtics, yeah, it's not a finished product of a roster, but there's also a world where Tom Thibodeau is not the right coach for this team. This team should be shooting more threes, and though Tom Thibodeau claims he wants to, he hasn't worked hard enough to make them do it. If you're the head coach of the team, you can get them to shoot more threes. You should be able to. So if that ends up biting you, then he's got to go, and you find someone new. You find... There's coaches out there. There's the Taylor Jenkins of the world, the Mike Malones, the Jeff Van Gundy's, the Johnny Bryant's. There's a bunch of guys who the Knicks can hire now. We're seeing more openings show up, and, well, we'll see what happens. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. It's playoff time. Let's go. I'm so excited. If you go to the watch party, I will be there at some point before. Probably won't stay for the actual game. I got stuff to do, got places to go for the game. However, I will show up at some point. So if you recognize me, I will be in this Jalen Brunson City Edition jersey. You want to come say hi, feel free to come say hi. I'm usually nice to people. I'll probably have drank a margarita, so I might be friendly. Have a great day and go Knicks. It didn't stop recording, guys. I hate when it does that. OBS sometimes just screws me over.